Today's video is going to be outstanding. I get to combine two things that I love, wood turning and fishing. We're going to make an ice fishing lure on the wood lathe. Every once in a while, I like to challenge myself, and I figure it's January, it's snowing outside right now, and I've wanted to make a fishing lure for some time. So I figure, why not make an ice fishing lure on the wood lathe? And then if the weather permits in the next video, we can take that lure out and try and catch some fish. Now this lure is going to be a little bit challenging because it's small. We're going to do some off-center turning, a little bit of carving, and even a little bit of hand painting. I'm really glad you're here, and I sincerely hope that you learned something from this video and have some fun in your shop. I'm Jason Geiser, and this is Geiserwoodturner, where we do wood turning videos. So let's do this. So what we're going to create today is a wood piece about like this, and wood selection is very important because you need it to be strong enough. I tried it on a piece of cedar. As you can see, it broke off. Doing that off-center turning, you're going to get it down pretty thin, and you're going to need something that's pretty structural. So we're going to use a piece of maple. This is about 7/8 by 7/8 by about 3.5 inches long. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark the center on this piece first, and I usually mark all four sides with the center finder so I have an exact center. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take an awl and punch that center so I know where it's at. Okay. And then I'll draw a line across. We're going to make two more center points. These will be our two other axes that we're going to turn on. And I'll put my ruler across, and this one's a center finding ruler, so it makes it a little bit easier, but you don't need that. I'm going to make another mark at 1/8 inch from the center, and then 1/8 on the other side from the center, and then we'll go ahead and do that on both sides. It's time to mount our blank between centers, and what we're going to do is put it right on the center line at first, right on that center mark that we made, and we'll spin that up, and it'll be going about 1500 to 2000 RPM. You can go a little bit faster because this is such a small piece. And we'll take our spindle roughing gouge and rough that to round. And once that's round, we have to make some marks on it to kind of mark out what our lure is where our lure is going to be. And I went about 1.25 inches. You don't want to make it too big or too small. I guess if you make it a little bigger, you can catch the big fish. So then we'll take our spindle gouge and we're going to kind of rough out a teardrop shape. Just a basic shape is all we need, just to kind of make it look like a little minnow. And you're going to want to be careful towards the head and the tail. You don't want to get it too thin, because what we're going to do later, if you make it too thin, it's going to make it really easily break, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so I'll pull out the skew chisel and I'll just kind of smooth everything and make sure all the curves are nice and even, and then we can move on. Now we get to move our piece to another axis. So what we're going to do is move it to one side of the center and make sure that they're both on the same side, and it's going to have that wobble, and when you turn it on you're going to have like this ghost effect. And what you're going to do is take your spindle gouge and cut away about half of that ghost. You can see where it's more solid in the middle. Okay, and now that we've got that, then we'll take the skew and kind of float over it to make sure that we get it nice and smooth. That way we don't have to do a lot of sanding on this piece before we get it off of the lathe. Now that that side's done, we'll move it to the opposite axis on the other side. So we'll go to the opposite side of center, mount that in the lathe, and we'll have a wobble again. And again, we'll take away just about half of that little wisp on there. You can always stop and check often and make sure that your doing exactly what you wanted to do and that you're getting the shape that you wanted. So we'll smooth that one out with the skew chisel again. And when we're done, we should get something that looks about like an almond shape. And we'll put it back on the center. And then I'm going to mark out kind of a little half moon shape towards the tail. And this kind of gives it more of a belly. And what we're going to do is take a rasp now, and I'll take the rough curved end, and we'll just kind of carve that away. And we'll get rid of all that in that half moon shape. And then we can take it to the finer side, and we'll start to just, you know, shave all the edges down, make sure it's kind of round and it looks good. Looks like it's going to flow through the water like a fish. And then we'll take some real rough sandpaper. I think I had a 60 grit that came off of an old belt from a belt sander. And we'll just kind of smooth over the whole thing, make sure that everything is nice and even. We don't have any sharp edges anywhere. And we'll go a couple of different grits just to make sure. And then we're going to spin it up one last time. We're going to take away a little bit down there on the ends to make it a little thinner, a little bit easier to cut off and shape when we're all done. Okay, and I'm not going to take it all the rest of the way through. We'll do the rest of it on a bandsaw, and we'll just cut off both ends. The next thing we want to do is just smooth up those ends a little bit. So we'll put it in a vise really quick, and then we'll just take the rasp and I'll work on the tail a little bit and make it so it's a little bit more smooth and even. And we'll take some sandpaper and finish that up. And then we'll move on to the nose of our lure, and we'll do the same thing. We're going to hit it with a rasp a little bit and then smooth it up with some sandpaper. With the body done, we're ready to start adding some accessories to make this into a lure. So I got a couple of, they're just a straight hook, and we're going to try and make some sort of tail as well. I'll have those on the nose and tail, and then I've got a treble hook that we'll have on the bottom. Got a little split ring to attach that with, and we'll put some weights in it so it sinks. And then I'm going to take this wire and we're going to make a couple of loops that we'll put all the way through to hold the treble hook and our line. And our line can go on top because this is an ice fishing lure. So I'm going to measure out what size I'm going to need to drill for the hooks. And it ended up to be about 1/8 of an inch, I believe. And we're going to bend our piece of wire. We'll take it around some wire bending pliers, make a loop, and then we can twist it. And we'll have a loop on one side. And then with some calipers, I'll measure out the body of our lure and make sure that our loop is going to fit all the way through. So we'll make sure that our length is long enough. We'll take our pliers and do our second loop on the other side, and we'll twist that up. And these loops ended up being a little bit bigger than that 1/8 of an inch that I wanted to drill through, so what I'm going to do is I'll take some pliers and I'll just squish one end down a little bit, and we'll shove it through, and when I get it through to the other side and the glue dries, I can widen it back out with a awl or something. Okay,
fits, so we should be able to put it right through after we drill our holes. Okay, then we are going to put some weights in it. We want to find out where those weights are going to go through, and I'm just going to drill some holes in the bottom of it to put a couple of weights in. I'm using this piece of thin aluminum to make the tail out of. I was going to use a piece of plexiglass, but as I cut it out and tried to bend it, it wasn't bending very well even with heat. So I figured aluminum would work a little bit better, and this is going to make our lure swim and have some action, I'm hoping. So we're just going to cut that out with some tin snips and make sure that our hook will fit in there, and then we're going to have to bend it over. So we're just going to put it in a vise, and I'll take a block right down the middle on the center line and just bend that over a little bit so it gives us a little bit of a V. Okay, that should work really well.